I mean, I was already bullied for my looks in school. It is true. आप जितनी जल्दी किसी से impress होके उसे follow करते हैं, आप उतनी ही जल्दी distract होके, you find
हाँ.
someone else to gush over. मयूर विहार का लड़के ने कब सोचा होगा कि वो एक दिन, like he'll be walking the can red carpet and, representing something so important. I am cisgender, so it's much easier for people to accept me, do makeup. Trollers have made me cry a lot of times. It's true. So there is no justification of being an on the internet.
Hi guys, welcome to Z Media, India.com. My name is Simran Keswani, and today with us we have a prominent influencer in the realms of comedy, beauty, and lifestyle, and someone who's also an actor. So please welcome Ankush Bahuguna. Ankush, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure being here. Thank you so much.
Same here, Ankush. And Ankush, before I start your interview, I have to say this that you're someone who has impeccable acting skills. You dance really well.
Thank
We
you.
love your funny videos, and of course, you're bringing it with your makeup. So, is there something left जो Ankush नहीं कर सकता है?
I don't know. You never know, honestly, because I think I've always been a creator who's been wanting to create different kind of things. Like I don't want to restrict to one particular genre, which is why I actually started off as an actor, and then content creation took off. So I did comedy, and then I got an interest in beauty, fashion. I'm exploring fashion now. So yeah, I honestly don't have an answer to that, because every 2 years I feel like now I figured that this is my something new comes up, and I'm like, why not?
Right. Right. So let's talk about that only in detail. I have to ask you a lot of questions about some big things coming up your way. But before that, let's just take it from the top. Yes.
Sure.
And let's talk about your journey, how you started, what were you doing before you were a content creator, and how are things now?
So beginning, so I'll tell you what. Ever since I was a child, I knew I wanted to be an actor, but I never said it out loud to anybody, not even myself, because I was very self-conscious. I was like, I mean, I was already bullied for my looks in school. So then I thought
Oh,
if I tell them that I want to be an actor, it just gives them more fodder to bully you further, right? So I was like, I'm not gonna acknowledge this dream. I didn't say this to myself.
hmm,
Spend my entire childhood like that, just
hmm,
thinking that I want to do something like I want to be a designer, I want to be an architect, I want to be an astronaut, whatever. And somehow I got into architecture school. So I was like, okay, maybe I've made
wow.
it because I cleared the exam, right? 1 month into architecture, I was like, ye to nahi ho payega. I don't
Hmm,
think this is my thing. I like the creative aspect of it, but I don't really like the technical aspect of architecture. But then I didn't know what to do. So I
right.
continued with architecture, and because I was so frustrated just studying architecture, I started channeling that into writing. So I started doing comedy writing. I wrote a book also, which not a lot of
Wow.
people know about, which never got published, but I won the National Debut Youth Fiction Award by Ruskin Bond.
Oh my God.
Yeah, very very early. So वो करके then I thought that maybe I can make a career in writing. तब तक भी acting का I didn't have the confidence to say it out loud. So I
Hmm,
was like, okay, I'll get into writing, and then got out of college. While getting out of college, I got an internship at a media house. So I started writing
hmm.
those listicles with them, like 10 reasons to do this. And, like there was a phase, I used to write those articles. Then I
Hmm,
started writing Bollywood articles. Then I started writing every kind of content. Then I
yeah.
started writing video scripts. And then the
Hmm,
company was like, we don't know how to visualize it. So why don't you
hmm.
shoot a mock video and show us? So
Wow. Okay.
I shot my own script, and I had to be in front of the camera. And then they saw me. They were
Right.
like, listen, like, I mean, we don't really have budgets for actors, so how about you just do it?
Wow.
That's how I got my first break in front of the screen. And I still remember that day. I was so nervous. But something feels very true to yourself. Like, that you will get better at it. You're very, very nervous, but it
Hmm,
also feels like you're in the right space. That's what I
right.
felt that day. So I realized that I was made to perform, be in front of the camera, be on the stage, something to do with like expressing myself. It just had to be something like that, which is why I got into writing, which is why I got into dancing also at one point. So I've I think my life has led me till here without
Yeah.
saying it out loud, because every time I would let myself go, it would guide me into a creative field. So
Wow.
first
So
it
basically, destiny chose acting for you.
probably, I don't know, like I would like to believe that, but I also feel like
Yeah.
good things have happened every time I've just let go and
Wow.
taken
That's very
whatever life
touchful.
thrown at you.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
sometimes you have some plans for you, but life has other plans for you. Like बचपन से मुझे actor बनना था, but I know that I couldn't have reached there without taking this journey. So I got into
Right.
writing, developed that skill. Then I got in front of the camera. I got confident in comedy. Then that led me to content creation. Then
Hmm.
content creation led me to realizing that I love beauty and fashion and everything.
Right.
And that has
Right.
led me to, like, I mean, I was the first beauty creator on the cover of Forbes.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, these things happened, and there was a point where I was not sure if I want to open a beauty page because of all the judgment and everything. I was like, kholu
Hmm.
page ki nahi kholu. But that one decision, that one time, I just trusted myself. It's landed me up here, and then now I've moved to Mumbai. I'm training as an actor. I'm auditioning for roles. So I feel like if you just accept what comes to you, take whatever comes to you, and it takes you somewhere. It won't take you in the
Right.
same path, but kahin na kahin to पहुंचोगे. So
Hmm.
that
I have
my
too many questions in my mind now. uh, so सबसे पहले तो मुझे ये जानना है कि आप बॉम्बे शिफ्ट हो गए हो तो दिल्ली या बॉम्बे बिकॉज यू फ्रॉम दिल्ली राइट.
Oh God, I'm somewhere in the middle right now. I really don't have an answer for this because I see the love that people have for Mumbai. I feel it,
Hmm.
and initially I was very, very stressed in Mumbai. I didn't adapt to the city very well. The first 2 months were bad, also because it was
Hmm.
monsoons, so I was
Yeah.
literally like stuck inside my house. Uh, but uske baad धीरे धीरे I've realized that this city has its own, charm. I
Right.
And now when I go back to Delhi, I feel a little odd. I feel like coming back to my
Oh.
space. So
Oh.
I mean, I'm somewhere in the middle. Like when I go to Delhi, that doesn't feel
Hmm.
the same, and Mumbai, I'm too new for to call this like home. So
Right.
I'm
Right.
somewhere in the middle where
Okay.
I like both cities. So
And that's a good answer
I also
because
don't want to
फिर
pick one. Pick one.
अच्छी
No,
बात
no.
है नहीं तो फिर दिल्ली वालों का दिल टूट जाता अगर आप बॉम्बे बोलते तो
दिल्ली
समवेयर इन
तो
द मिडिल इज फाइन.
बचपन तो दिल्ली है यार. तो मतलब like I am what I
Yeah.
am because I grew up in Delhi. So yeah.
Right, right. So, Ankush, you've also shared that, you were nervous in front of camera, you were not very comfortable. And from that to becoming an actor, how has that journey been?
I honestly don't. I think I just had to put myself out there and just get used to it. And also, I feel like in my particular case, appreciation has helped me a lot because when
Hmm.
you grow up with so much self doubt, a
Yeah,
little bit of external validation really helps you. So
totally.
if my editors hadn't given me that chance and said, like, we don't have a budget for the actor, you're good, like why don't you do it, like we'll
Yeah,
help you with it, why don't you do it, and they encouraged me to do it. So I feel like
right.
encouragement has gotten me so far, because if you don't feel, अगर आपको बचपन से किसी ने आपको आप पे अपना ट्रस्ट नहीं डाला, आपको encourage नहीं करा, you never get to build that self confidence, and now I
Totally.
have a bunch of, like, I've grown up in terms of self confidence. Now I know that, अभी भी डर लगता है मुझे. I have
Hmm.
major fright, stage fright especially. Like there was a point in life I couldn't make eye contact with people while
Oh,
talking because मुझे थोड़ा nervous लगता था.
huh.
अभी भी वो problem थोड़ी बहुत है. So my real life interactions are always a little awkward. I am very awkward in person.
Oh, I
Um,
can totally feel you.
yeah, मतलब मैं कैमरे पे I can be myself because this
Yeah,
camera will not judge me. It's like I can see
right.
myself. The camera is very different from like real life.
Yeah.
You don't fear judgment from a camera. So I feel like
Hmm.
the I got that confidence from camera, I think.
Perfect, perfect. I also want to know कि when a content creators make his debut in acting, so is there a certain pressure, extra pressure that क्योंकि आप already famous हो and आपकी community को आपसे कुछ expectations हैं, तो ऐसा होता है that you can't be not good enough. So is there any extra added pressure?
I feel that about everything in life, that you have to be like, I mean, I I'm very self critical यार. तो मतलब I think मैं जिस तरह से देखता हूँ, I put that pressure of being like the best in everything that I do, but I've also realized that you can't always be the best in your life, right? And
Hmm.
you make your life by the opportunities that come to you. It's as simple as that. And then at that point you do the best that you can. And also I
Right.
think it helps that before content creation I had done a bunch of acting before that,
Hmm.
so it wasn't a completely new territory for me.
Yeah.
But I also realized that content creation and acting are two different things. And I've invested so much time in content creation that now I
Hmm.
want to come to Mumbai and just brush up my skills, take workshops, train as an actor. Because when I get an acting job, I don't want people to look at me and be like, like he's a great creator. No, when you see me on
Hmm.
screen, you want to see me on screen as that character that I'm playing. And I want to play
Right.
diverse roles. So I feel like training is very important. Like working on your
Yeah.
skill is very important because as content creation, I learned so much on the job, on the go. इतने साल से
Hmm.
content creation बना बना के मैं भी बहुत चीजें सीखा हूँ. तो
Right.
अब मुझे पता नहीं, आप में set experiences मिलेंगे just to practice your skills, you know. Nobody's going to give
Hmm.
you movies कि ये तो practice project है तुम्हारा, वो
हाँ.
तो खुद से करके आना है. So
Right.
that's what I'm doing. But yeah,
And
there is pressure because I don't want to disappoint my audiences, you know. Like if my audiences come to watch me, I feel like I want to deliver. Yeah.
yeah, right. और ऐसा होता है कि set पे there's a different treatment for someone who's a content creator versus someone who's totally new. Do you feel that team members or the crew treat you differently? Be as open and honest about it.
Yeah, honestly, in the very few projects that I've done, like matlab, I'm also talking from a place of what experience I have. I've not
हाँ,
done the biggest projects right now, not yet. Hopefully, one day I'll be able to give you a more nuanced answer to this. But I feel
yes.
like every time I have been on set as an actor, uh, I haven't behaved like an influencer. Like
Hmm.
when I go on a set, as whatever I come with, I realize that on the set sometimes I am the most new person to acting.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like everybody else around me, doesn't matter where they are there to play a role. And sometimes I've worked with really like good actors who've been doing it for years and years. So I myself go with that mindset.
But it
So
could be possible that you're humble, but the people and you don't have that influencer tag in
see,
your
it's not
head.
about humble Simran, because when your performance comes on screen,
Hmm.
that is what people see. They
Yeah.
don't see your followers, you know.
Hmm.
They will only judge you on the basis of what you've done on screen. And I am in a learning stage. I want to learn. So I'm
Hmm.
mostly on set talking to co-actors and understanding, अच्छा आप ये scene कैसे करते हो? अच्छा, can we rehearse this? Can we do this? Can we do that? So I think I like, for example, I don't vlog on sets anymore because I feel like मेरे को influencer mode में नहीं आना, मुझे content creation mode में नहीं आना, because content creators are one people army. You
Right.
write, you write, you perform, you edit, you do everything. But when you're on
Yeah.
set, when you're given lines, your only
Yeah.
job is to be that actor and not think of your script में ऐसा होना चाहिए वैसा नहीं.
Hmm.
आपको जो script दी गई है, you're hired as an actor, you perform. So,
Right.
but having said that, I haven't been on many sets also. So मतलब like maybe when I go to a bigger set, I'll have
Hmm.
a more nuanced answer to share with you.
Okay. I'll wait for that also.
I'll also wait for that.
um, yes. And I also want to know कि जब आपने start की थी, what was the year when you started your content creation journey? Do you remember the year?
I don't know, मतलब because there was an overlap. I used to do comedy videos, and then उनकी snippets डाल के I would do on Instagram. What I remember is that it took me about 3-4 years to reach 10,000 followers. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and then उसके बाद से the upward graph was a little quicker, but
Yeah.
there was no overnight कि चलो suddenly Ankush has been spotted. No, because people have known me since the time I used to write articles, etc. So my community that I've built, it has
Hmm.
happened very slowly over time. So these
Hmm.
people know me as the person that I am, and not just for one viral video, two viral videos. So
Right.
I think the most traction I got was, I think, obviously during lockdown. That's when everybody had the most time,
Right.
and reels had just come up. So I
Hmm.
think lockdown is when a lot of people got to know me, but I've been creating
Yeah.
content for like long before that. I mean, even when I
Right.
was writing scripts for video, funny videos for Men's XP IDiva, that's also content. Like that's exactly what I'm doing now on my own page, but I was doing it
Hmm.
for the publication. So I
Yeah.
consider
Yeah.
कि मैं बहुत time से content बना रहा हूँ,
Of
बहुत
course.
अलग-अलग तरीके का.
Right. So I also want to know when you started your journey, उसके around ही आपके fellow content creators also started their journey, right? Like Dolly, Kusha and all. So I want to know that do people sometimes compare your journey with them, and has that ever affected your dynamic with them?
So no, it is not affected, because I'll tell you, because we became friends before any of us blew up.
Right.
So I think like we've started together. So you know, matlab, like when we see each other, there's so much familiarity because we all started from scratch. And yes, they blew up immediately. And I don't think anybody compared me to them, because if they were guys, maybe people would have, you know, pitted us against each other. But I think between genders, it doesn't happen as much as it happens within the same gender. So that thankfully didn't
Right.
happen. And I'm very good friends with both of them. So we've never let any of this affect us. Having said that, I will be lying if I said that it never affects me if people around me are doing great things and they're not happening for me. Of course, it affects me.
Hmm.
And I've also come to realize that it's a very natural emotion. It's not just about this profession. Even if you like college से बाहर निकलो, placement हो रही है, तुम्हारे best friend की placement बहुत अच्छी जगह पे हो गई, and you're still waiting
Hmm.
for offer letter or whatever, you will also feel like, when will this happen for me? You
Of
know,
course.
like a lot
Yeah.
of my content creator friends have bagged great movies also.
Hmm.
Then like I look at them and I'm very happy for them, but I do feel like, you know, like मेरा number
When
कब
will I
आएगा?
get it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
But
course.
I've realized that that's okay. As long as I'm still happy for them, it's healthy. बिकॉज
Right.
इतनी इनसिक्योरिटी तो सब में होती है. हाँ, अगर इफ इट
हाँ.
रीचेस द पॉइंट वेयर आई विशिंग बैड अपॉन पीपल, दैट्स अ प्रॉब्लम. But
Right.
that has never happened. I look at them and I'm like, when will this happen for me? But I also look at them and I'm like, I wish greater things happen for them. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But both feelings coexist, I think, sometimes. So,
Right. And like you also mentioned that a lot of content creators emerged after lockdown.
yeah.
So do you ever find it difficult to shine through in the pool of so many other content creators or create content which is different from other people?
Um, Create content that is different from other people, yes, because I feel like now, especially right now, there are so many creators out there, and all
Hmm.
of the internet is consuming the same thing. So you see a lot of similar content on a lot of pages, and
Right.
I don't like you can, and you can't even say anybody's copying anybody because these are lived experiences. Like a mummy सुबह
Hmm.
हर middle class mom ऐसे ही behave करती है. तो
Hmm.
I made mom videos. Now a new creator
Yeah.
can also be like, यार ये तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ. Why don't I do it? And the
Hmm.
video
Hmm.
that they make will be very similar to what I've already done, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing of the internet. Like if you play on relatability, it is a
Hmm.
common between all of us.
Right.
I think what sets you apart is not always innovation. It is about authenticity. I think over time, people will get over your viral video, ये viral video, वो viral video. आप कब तक viral
Hmm.
video बना लोगे? I think
Right.
what has helped me realize that I should be secure in my space is that I've always stayed true to what I am.
Hmm.
Like, जब मुझे ब्यूटी करने का मन किया तो मैंने ब्यूटी कर लिया. अब मुझे फैशन करने का
Hmm.
मन करे तो मैं वो कर रहा हूँ बिकॉज सी दैट इज द ओनली थिंग ओरिजिनल टू मी,
Yeah.
my personality. So as long as I'm
Hmm.
playing on my personality, as long as I'm doing things that come naturally to me, I will look authentic. Even if you see a
Hmm.
lot of people doing comedy, when you look at me, you'll be like, huh, like his style is authentic. The way he talks is, like it's not like he's not pretending to be
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I tell myself that, and the kind of creators also that I love, I see that in them. I see that authenticity in them. That like these people, I've seen them for years, and if I see a piece of content, I'll be like, oh, she could have thought of this or he could have thought of this, because that's the kind of you evoke a feeling in people. So as long as I'm
Hmm.
able to evoke a feeling in people that they relate with me, um,
Hmm.
I think I'm good, because this number game will not, like, you can't be in the number game forever.
Right. And I also want to know that when you started, there were not a lot of people doing what you are doing, right? Um, तो क्या आपको लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं कोई फर्स्ट मूवर्स एडवांटेज रहा है?
You could say that. You could say that because I think when I started out, a lot of people, like, there weren't as many content creators. But having said that, by the time I blew up, there were so many. So, matlab, like, I had first movers advantage, but I don't know if I benefited from it, because like, my growth was very, very, very slow. And
Yeah.
the moment I started blowing up, people started blowing up overnight. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
unpredictable. But yes, first movers advantage is 100% real, but
Hmm.
so is referencing. Like, for example, if there are new content creators who are coming up now, they have
Hmm.
so much of research to do on what has already happened. You know,
Hmm.
like, they have so many examples कि अच्छा हम content ऐसे भी बना सकते हैं ऐसे. We didn't have that.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think it works
Yeah.
both ways. It works both ways. People who are growing up on the internet, there are a lot more जिन्होंने बचपन से, like, पांचवी छठी क्लास से वो लोग इंस्टाग्राम कर रहे हैं,
Hmm.
understand the internet probably a lot better. Also, they've seen so
Yeah.
many creators do so many things that they have grown up with the surety key, like, I can take content creation as a profession. So
Right.
yeah, so
And the
it's
first time that you probably told your mom or your parents that you want to get into full-time content creation, what was their reaction?
मैं तो झूठ बोला, मैंने तो 2 साल झूठ बोला. आफ्टर
Oh.
ग्रेजुएटिंग आफ्टर ग्रेजुएटिंग आई वाज ऑलरेडी इन अ जॉब एज अ राइटर, एंड
हाँ.
आई टोल्ड माय पेरेंट्स की मम्मी अभी ना थोड़ा रिसेशन चल रहा है आर्किटेक्चर में, तो जॉब्स नहीं है, तो जस्ट पैसे कमाने के लिए मैं राइटिंग कर रहा हूँ. एंड देन 2 साल हो गए, एंड थैंकफुली दोस 2 years things worked out well for me. I started doing videos, etc. So then I told them, I
Yeah.
said, "वो जो अपने आर्किटेक्चर के मॉडल्स और शीट्स रखे हैं ना अलमारी के ऊपर, वो फेंक दो अब. I think this is what I'm going to do." But
Yeah.
thankfully by then my parents had started believing in me because I stuck to my job. I was doing well in my job. So
Right.
they were like, चल ये नहीं कर रहा तो कुछ तो कर लेगा. 1-2 साल तक
Hmm.
वो था कि हमने इतना पैसा, because like the background that I come from, they had to make ends meet to pay for architecture fees. It's a very expensive course. It's one of the most
Hmm.
expensive courses, and for them to do that for 5 years was a big deal for them. So they were also
Yeah.
like, there was professional degree. Why do you want to, like, write?
Hmm.
But then they saw the kind of impact that I was having on people. Like, आई रिमेम्बर मम्मी को एक बार किसी ने बोला होगा कि आपका बेटा हमने देखा उसका काम अच्छा है, तो देन शी फेल्ट वैलिडेटेड. So she was like,
Yeah.
and my mom is also an actor, so she gets that side of me. She gets that hunger
Oh
for.
wow.
She's a regional actor.
Oh wow, that's lovely. That's
Yeah,
why she acts so well also.
yes, she's an actor, and
Amazing.
that's where I get it from. I think it's in the blood. So my mother
Right.
has always been that parent ki, professional degree का क्या फायदा ये करना है तो, but then she takes a moment and she's also like, but I get it है तो मेरा ही बेटा
Yeah,
यही
yeah.
है. So, yeah,
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah.
Lovely. I also want to know, जैसे आपने बोला कि शुरू में you had 10K followers for quite some time. तो ऐसे कभी बीच में नहीं thought आया that नहीं कर पाऊंगा यार, let me just give up.
बहुत बार आया, बहुत बहुत बार आया, बट ऑनेस्टली अभी भी आता है. आई एम नॉट गोना लाई, लाइक अभी भी आता है कि कब तक
अब
करूंगा,
क्यों?
लाइक because this is, it's an industry which is very fleeting. इट इज ट्रू, आप
हम्म.
जितनी जल्दी किसी से इंप्रेस होकर उसे फॉलो करते हैं, आप उतनी ही जल्दी डिस्ट्रैक्ट होके यू फाइंड
हाँ.
समवन एल्स टू गश ओवर. एंड
Yeah.
like you have to understand that content creators put content every day. After some
हम्म.
time you know my sense of humor. मैं कितना सरप्राइज कर सकता हूँ आपको.
हम्म.
After a point the loyalty depends not on surprises and shock value, it depends on whether you root for that person or not, whether you want to see what that person is doing, whether you want to see them successful or not, right?
Yeah.
When you're starting out, you don't know if that's going to happen for you, if people look at you as a person or they just look at you as a page.
हम्म.
So now I know that people look at me as a person and not just like one page.
हम्म.
So now मैंने अपना तीसरा पेज खोल लिया because I felt like I don't want to be bound by genres. अब मुझे पता नहीं मैं उस तीसरे पेज पे क्या करूंगा, but I'll do something. Um,
हम्म.
so but ये बहुत बार मैंने ऐसे सोचा है कि what if this never works out for me? But the thing is, I've lived with that uncertainty all my life.
Yeah.
We all live with that uncertainty कि उस कॉलेज में एडमिशन होगा कि नहीं होगा, छोड़ दूं, ट्राई
हम्म.
छोड़ दूं. I feel like it doesn't matter. It's not that high stake a situation. अगर आप whatever you're doing, if you feel like it's time to quit, quit. It's fine. Start something new. Everything will take you
हम्म.
somewhere or the other. ऐसा नहीं है that there's God is only one plan for you, and if you don't do this, your life is ruined. ऐसा नहीं होता. I am
हम्म.
also pretty sure that if I left this field, I would have been doing something else.
Yeah.
But I may not. It may not have been as true to me as possible.
हम्म.
And to be very honest, when I started content creation, it felt like that to me कि यार मुझे तो एक्टर बनना था, अब मुझे कंटेंट क्रिएशन करना पड़ रहा है. Like in my head, the first month I was like यार, but this was never the plan. Why am I becoming, like, why am I doing this? मुझे तो एक्टिंग करनी है. But look where it has got me. And
Yeah.
now I'm proud that I just
Yeah.
went
You're
with
doing
what.
everything that you wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, and you never know, this might open more doors for me as an actor. So
Definitely.
yeah,
Right. But if you had to give, a tip to a budding content creator who doesn't feel motivated, what would that be?
you will feel motivated when you have financial independence. So,
Hmm.
and this field cannot guarantee you financial independence till a point.
Yeah.
Like you may be the best content creator in the world, but you may not have the audience right now. So
Hmm.
brands may not work with you, right? So I would always say, do not leave your jobs till the time you're sure that you will make enough money as a content creator. I didn't do that. I gave up my job after many years of content creation. मैं कर साथ साथ कर रहा था because I was like मुझे नहीं पता अभी अगर मैं जॉब छोड़ दूँ तो पैसा आएगा कि नहीं आएगा. Everybody
Hmm.
doesn't have the privilege to just do things for passion. Like
Right.
I have been the only earning source in my family for years now. So I was like, मेरा passion एक जगह है, but there is responsibility. I need to be earning enough money so that my parents can, live a comfortable life. It was only when I was sure कि मैंने एक महीना देखा कि मैं ब्रांड से इतना पैसा कमा रहा हूँ, I was like, चल अब मैं जॉब छोड़ सकता हूँ. I'll take this risk.
Hmm.
And also I'm glad
Yeah.
that I have some sort of experience in the corporate companies. So I knew कि अगर ये नहीं भी work करेगा, I can go back to a corporate company. So I feel like experience in actually working in offices really helps. It
Hmm.
also teaches you how to deal with be professional.
Yeah.
Like आपका behavior change होता है. You understand how companies work, how brands work, because you've worked in a company. You understand how media works. That's really
Hmm.
helpful. Financial independence is very, very, very important. Take up a job that will pay your bills and then do content creation on the side. Simple.
Hmm.
Don't depend on
Got
content creation. मतलब वो ये इलाही मेरा जी आया है, it doesn't work for
it.
everyone. ये जवानी है
Right.
जवानी में लोगों को थोड़ा unrealistic
Hmm.
idea दे दिया है. So
Huh. Okay. So, Ankush, I think it's time we address the elephant in the room, which
yeah.
is that you're going to be the first male beauty content creator who's going to be at the Cannes Film Festival. So, how do you feel about it? First of all, many congratulations.
यार honestly मुझे I'm scared. I'm scared when you say
Okay.
it out loud. When I say it, I don't say it out loud because मैं अभी थोड़ा I'm like जब तक मैं वहाँ पहुँचता नहीं हूँ तब तक मैं I'm not gonna fully believe it. But
हाँ.
having said that, it just gives me so much belief because I feel like मयूर विहार का लड़के ने कब सोचा होगा कि वो एक दिन like he'll be walking the can red carpet and representing something so important. But it's
Hmm.
happening now and एक टाइम था जब मैं बैठ के आर्टिकल्स लिखता था हु वोर व्हाट टू कैन एंड इस सेलिब्रिटी ने ये पहना एंड हियर नाउ आई एम हायरिंग अ स्टाइलिस्ट एंड फिगरिंग आउट व्हाट टू वेयर डूइंग ट्रायल्स इन माय हाउस कपड़े आ रहे हैं जूते
Hmm.
आ रहे हैं इट्स सच अ
तो
सरियल
कपड़े सिलेक्ट हो गए?
चल रहे हैं चल आई एम वेरी इनडिसाइसिव चल रहे हैं बट लाइक माय स्टाइलिस्ट हैज अ ग्रेट विजन फॉर मी um
Hmm.
I also don't want to suddenly become another person when I go somewhere. I want to stay
Hmm.
true to who I am. So the way I dress up, you will feel like, huh, like this is Ankush. I don't want to just because I'm going to Cannes. I don't want to be like, okay, now I'm this person. No, I'll stay who I am because that's what's staying true to myself has gotten me so far. And it is so empowering to know that you can just stay true to yourself, become a brand yourself, and then
Hmm.
you get global recognition.
Right.
You don't have to look like. Growing up I was so insecure of my looks कि मैं ऐसा नहीं लगता.
Hmm.
I won't look like someone who can be on the red carpet, but I mean I couldn't change it also. So I accepted it and just like look where that has got me. So I feel like your dreams should always be audacious. You should have the audacity to dream big. Maybe that dream doesn't happen, but maybe something else will happen that will shock you. Like I was never like कि मुझे कैन जाना है. I just never thought मैं तो ऐसे
Hmm.
कुछ काम ही नहीं कर रहा हूँ कि मुझे कैन बुलाएंगे, right?
हाँ.
But if this is the impact that my beauty page has created, that
Hmm.
Brood India is taking me with them to as their India squad to represent, South Asian representation in male beauty. That's I could have never thought of
Huge.
it.
Yeah,
It's
that's huge.
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility also. But at the end of the day, I realize that trust yourself, even if it's scary. Just trust yourself because you never know कितने साल बाद वो चीज तुमको कहाँ लेके जाएगी. अगर मैंने
Hmm.
लॉकडाउन में इतना सोचा होता कि मुझे ब्यूटी पेज खोलना है नहीं खोलना है जो मैंने सोचा, बट इवेंचुअली आई
हाँ.
वाज लाइक बना देते हैं देखा जाएगा.
Right.
एंड ये बना देते हैं कर देते हैं देखा जाएगा इज द
Hmm.
should be the title of my I think biography because that's
Just
how
do
I
it.
have. Yeah, just देखा जाएगा because every
Yeah.
action that you make opens a door for you. I am someone who
Right.
will take up every opportunity that comes his way because I don't know if people like me will get multiple opportunities in the same thing, right? So you
Hmm.
grab what you see. We make our lives based on the opportunities that we are presented.
Hmm.
That's exactly what I did. I had a plan. Life didn't happen that way, but life did give me कि अच्छा ये नहीं हो रहा तू ये कर ले. Like तेरे को मूवी
Hmm.
नहीं मिल रही but अब Instagram में लोग content creation कर रहे हैं तू करके देख. Maybe that
Yeah.
gets you somewhere. I did it. Maybe
Yeah.
makeup करके देख ले. So I feel like I feel, and I also feel a little stressed because it's a big win for South Asian representation in male beauty, and I
Yeah,
hope
it's
it
huge.
opens more doors for uh,
Yes.
for us. But yeah, now, and I'm also very excited because I've written articles on Can, and then like I want
Hmm.
carpet के बाद क्या होता है? Like we only see the carpet.
हाँ.
Carpet के बाद वो कहाँ जाते हैं? What does the theater look like?
Yeah.
So all of these things I'll
It
finally
feels
find.
like a full circle.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Like I don't know.
Nice.
Like I've looked at people and been like, yeah, wow, these people are so well dressed, and I felt inspired that can I ever look
Hmm.
like that? Maybe this time when I walk, maybe some young boy will look at me and feel like like it's okay to put on
Wow.
makeup. I'm not doing anything. Wrong,
Exactly.
you know.
Yes.
So
Yeah, and I want to talk about that only that, your presence at Cannes Film Festival is going to be a conversation starter about normalizing makeup and grooming for men.
huh.
And I really feel it's a slap on the trollers when you started your makeup page and you have been vocal about it that, some people used to troll you. Of course, there were a lot of people who loved you for what you did, but there were some mean comments also. So do you feel that it's going to be a slap on the face of those trollers?
I feel like me going on with my life and doing what I love is the slap that they for them.
Yeah.
I don't think like can is too इतना credit मैं trollers को नहीं देना चाहता. I make can about you giving them a slap, but I do feel like a lot of people have before me also done this, like broken so many ceilings and
Stereotypes. Yeah.
stereotypes, etc. Like for example, I am cisgender, so it's much easier for people to accept me do makeup.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
non-binary people, gender fluid people, trans people have been doing the same thing for like much longer than me, and people didn't
Right.
accept them as much, right? But having said that,
Hmm.
this is the opportunity that I get, and what I can do is make the most of the opportunity that I get. So
Yeah.
I really hope that this is a starting step, like this is a stepping stone, and this is like the starting point. But it doesn't end here. I would really like the world to be more inclusive towards so many more communities, like trans communities, gender fluid communities, non-binary communities. We have so many talented people doing these things, but they don't get the same acceptance that I do.
Hmm.
So I really feel that there is still a long way to go, but I'm happy if I can contribute even a little bit to this narrative. But
Hmm.
I won't say that I'm the torchbearer of it, because
Right.
life has been
Okay.
a lot more easier for me than a lot of people, and I do.
Hmm. That's great. I also want to know ki when you started your makeup page, up to of course you've reached that pedestal and you have been breaking stereotypes. But when you started your page and you were receiving all these comments, did it used to affect you and had that taken a toll on your mental health?
Yes, it did. It did. Honestly, it did because एक होता है personally you get affected कि यार like are they right? Are they going to be? I'll tell you, I faced a bunch of criticism which helped me and a bunch of criticism that broke me. I think the trolling
Hmm.
obviously like when you're exposing yourself to the internet and doing all of this, मुझे ये भी डर था कि यार मैं comedy content creation what if my audience rejects it so badly that my career ends as a comedy creator also.
Hmm.
But
Right.
thankfully ऐसा नहीं हुआ, and then I was smart about it. I was like, I'll open a separate page because people who followed me for comedy may not want to see beauty. Sometimes people are not interested in beauty, and that's absolutely fine. So I opened a second
Hmm.
page. I got the right audience for it, and that audience is very, very loyal because they watch me for beauty. The
Right.
trollers really affect me on bad days. I don't think I've still understood how to deal with them. Because if you're having a bad day, कोई छोटी सी भी बात बोल देता है, even if you know that it's not true, it will, you'll
Hmm.
cry about it. Trollers have made me cry a lot of times. It's true. I mean,
Hmm.
on bad days anything will affect me, but
Hmm.
and also I've realized that hate as an emotion always affects you more than the love. 50 love comments honge, but that one hate comment will affect you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's human nature, like we want to be
Yeah.
liked as a content creator. Your entire existence on the internet is about gaining followers, like being liked by people, so you're constantly scared ki yaar, what if people don't like me? But
Hmm.
I mean, I've been getting DMs like, this one time, this woman told me that, I once scolded my son is very young, and I once scolded him because I walked into the room and he was applying makeup. So I scolded him, and now I feel so bad that, like I made him feel like he's doing a sin that he had to hide from me.
Yeah.
So she said, your videos have made me feel okay with it, and now today I went makeup shopping with him. So
Wow. It's so
so I
sweet.
went, so the joy that this comment gave me, I was like, it's okay. Like, I mean, trollers can troll
Yeah.
me, cry about it, because, but if it's, I mean, if it's helping me, first of all, if it's helping me feel good, makeup, I'll do it. If it's also creating an impact, why should I stop?
Hmm.
And
Totally.
but also it's, I'm also not just going to say that I am a revolutionary and I'm doing this to just do this. No, I enjoy it. I really
Hmm.
enjoy makeup. I really enjoy dressing up. I growing up, people didn't know this about me because growing up I didn't have the resources. मतलब बचपन में, when you grow up middle class, you don't have access to branded clothes or malls, and
Hmm.
तुम्हें थोड़ी पता होता है तुमको फैशन में इंटरेस्ट है जब तुमने ट्राई नहीं
Huh.
किया है.
Right.
Up जाके when designers are like, yeah, we would like to see you in our clothes, I get to explore fashion. I've worn silhouettes that I've never even thought of as a kid. कि pants
That's
ऐसी बनने
amazing.
लग गई हैं. So
Huh.
like some things, this is what growth and evolution is, that you should reach a point where you explore that, oh, अगर मुझे बचपन से resources दिए जाते तो मुझे बचपन से शौक होता है इन चीजों का.
Hmm.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, trollers are. I've also realized one truth. If you're going to troll me, please share my reel to the story and troll me, because if you're going to be, I might as well get engagement out of it. That's the least you can do for me.
Wow. Love that.
Yeah, I mean, because look at
Okay.
you, like you're trolling me in the comments. मेरी engagement बढ़ रही है. More
Hmm.
people are coming to my profile. So yeah, I mean, great. I have enough people around
Love
me,
that one.
thankfully, who support me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was coming to that only. So, your mom, your parents, everybody has supported you.
Yes, and
Your
that's the
sister.
privilege that I come with. That is the privilege that I come with, which is a huge privilege. Like
Yeah.
we have had little boys commit suicide who used to make fantastic content.
Hmm.
They committed suicide because they were trolled on the internet. So when I say that, I know I don't want to trivialize trolling by saying ki, share my reel, and I'm because I
Yeah, of
know that
course.
I have people around me who've supported me, so my personal life is sorted. But you don't know what someone's going through. So there is no
Hmm.
justification of being an on the internet. Especially like,
Hmm.
it breaks my heart when I see teenagers making such good content, but they're so young and
Hmm.
impressionable. इमेजिन द अगर ट्रोलिंग मुझे अफेक्ट करती है तो
Yeah.
उनको कितना ज्यादा ब्रेक कर सकती है यार. So मतलब,
True.
so
True.
I make sure every time I see a good creator, I DM them, I encourage them. I like, if time allows, I would love to work with younger creators who are just starting out, because I feel like
Mm.
you need that. You need people to tell you that, like, you're great. Carry on with it. People are going to
Wow.
hate on you, but if you don't carry on right now, you won't realize your full potential. So, yeah,
Mm.
I
That's
wish
really
I could
very sweet.
find more time to do that, because every time I see a young creator who's doing good content, I just DM them and I'm like, yeah, listen, I think you're doing
Oh,
great.
wow.
But I wish someone, and people have done that for me also, honestly. Like, my
Mm.
audience has done that for me, na. मेरी audience ने मुझे कितना
Mm.
confidence दिया है.
Yeah.
I realize what a good DM can do to people. So,
Hmm. I
yeah.
was not at all a surprise. Like जब आपने सोचा कि मुझे मेकअप करना है, everybody in your family knew that you like doing
Oh
makeup,
no,
or
they were
was
surprised.
it a surprise?
They were like, suddenly कैसे, मतलब अभी तक तो कुछ वो नहीं था. But my
हाँ.
mom loved getting ready. मैं लॉकडाउन में हमारे पास मेकअप आर्टिस्ट का कुछ स्कोप नहीं होता था ना, खुद करना पड़ता था. And my mom
Hmm.
doesn't know makeup at all. और
Hmm.
हमें फोन से वीडियो शूट करने पड़ते थे, तो मेकअप लगाना पड़ता था. तो देन आई वाज
हाँ.
लाइक, चलो मैं ही करूंगा अब, और क्या. And then I started doing it, and it took me back to the time when as a child I used to paint.
Hmm.
I felt like, yaar, this is like a 2.0 version of a very long lost hobby, because the
Hmm.
life that I have lived, it was so full of self doubt that I picked up painting, dropped it because I was not good enough. I picked up dancing, dropped out because I was not professional enough. Took up so many things, dropped off. Now
Hmm.
they're all coming. Now I'm like, it's okay. I'm not a professional dancer, but I like dancing and I will dance. When
But
I
you
started,
dance so well.
yeah, but it's not professional. Like, sometimes you set these standards for yourself, and I also feel like
Hmm.
there's so much pressure on being perfect that sometimes you don't pick
Hmm.
up things fearing that what if I'm not perfect. If you scroll
Hmm.
down the Wing It with Ankush page, I've done some hideous makeup looks, and I've been
Hmm.
told massively for it that this guy doesn't deserve it. He's not skilled, etc. But I told myself that everybody learns on the job.
Yeah.
As long as
Completely.
you're growing, it's fine. And
Yeah.
I've always owned up to the fact that I'm not, like, I've not been skilled from day one. I've learned it over time. And if
Hmm.
you don't allow yourself to falter and to, make mistakes, you will never evolve. I don't want to put out a perfect image on the internet. I've always told my audience, this one time I did a photo shoot with my sister where
Hmm.
I posted, like, I tried a very high fashion look, jitna mujhe samajh aata tha high
Hmm.
fashion, smudged eyeshadow and everything, and I loved it. I posted about it, people loved it. Then I was going through the photos, and there was a photo where her hand was here, and I realized the
Hmm.
foundation match is completely off. So I posted about it. I
Right.
said, listen, I was so proud of this look, but I just realized that the foundation shade was off, and I need to learn.
Hmm.
But it's
Yeah.
okay. I learn. I learn.
Of course.
I'm okay
Yeah.
accepting my mistakes, yeah. But if you're going to troll people for not being perfect, that's,
Hmm.
I mean, Instagram is for everybody. Everybody can come on Instagram and create content the way they want to. You may like it, you may not like
Hmm.
it, but you need to give people time to improve. It's as simple as that.
Right. That was very insightful, and I'm sure a lot of creators are going to get benefit out of it. And now I would like to play a rapid fire with you in the end.
Oh
So, are you
God.
ready?
Let's see, we'll find out. मैं rapid fire पे usually पानी डाल देता हूँ with my pauses, but
Oh,
yeah, let's see.
ऐसे मत करना. Very easy questions. Okay. So, one beauty product that can instantly uplift your look.
Color corrector. I swear by it as a hollow under eye person. Color corrector changes everything.
Hmm. Okay. One rumor about content creators, which is actually true.
That they make good money. No, but actually that's partially true. Only the established ones make good money. Um,
Hmm.
it's like, it's very, the way new content creators are treated in the industry is very different from the way established creators are treated. Okay, let me
Okay, I would like to talk more about that then.
let me give you one more. Like, they do get a lot of freebies. That's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'll come to that again after this round. Okay, Dolly, Shrishti, Shivani, or Kusha, one creator whose content you enjoy the most.
Oh God, I would have to say Shrishti because she's so unhinged.
Hmm.
Matlab, like, I love all of them, but Shrishti, to matlab, she is someone who will be brutally honest, and it's hilarious. Like, you should see her episode with me on Wing It with Ankush. It is the funniest thing.
Hmm. Okay. If you wouldn't have been a content creator or an actor, what would you be?
Content creator or an actor, I would probably be. something into performing arts, maybe dancing.
Okay.
Actually,
And if
no,
you
I
had to,
would like to change that. I would like to be a teacher.
teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
like
teach what?
I don't know. I don't know. Something.
Anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And one co-star that you would want to work with.
One co-star that I mean, can I say Priyanka Chopra?
Yeah, of course. And I'm
Yeah.
sure it will happen for you.
Okay. Never say never. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so that was lovely, Ankush. But I'll also ask you this question again, which we missed in the rapid fire, which was that you were saying that new content creators are treated differently. So can you tell me how is it different?
Yeah, but when I started out, I remember this one brand. I won't name them.
Hmm.
So they've never worked with me again, so I can name them. I don't, but I won't name them.
Yeah, so please name them, na?
I won't name them. It was a clothing brand. They came to me and they said, "Ki, उस time I think they offered me about like 4-5 thousand rupees for a whole photo
Hmm.
shoot, जिसपे मेरे खुद के 2-2,500 लग गए photographer hire करने में." So I was
Hmm.
like, let's get started. एक brand आया है और आएंगे करते हैं. They wanted a
हाँ.
whole shoot with me. I did the whole shoot wearing their clothes and I spent money. Sent them the
Hmm.
pictures. They kind of ghosted on me. There was no advance payment, nothing. And then they came back saying that we'll have to reshoot or something because we needed it on a set. So I was like, the set that you're
Hmm.
sending me, you're paying me 5,000 rupees. How will I make this set? Are you like,
Yeah.
how will I do this?
Yeah.
And then they said, okay, we don't like the pictures. And then I said, okay, but what about the payment? Like, give me at least half the payment. They just ghosted me.
Oh
So,
my
and
God.
I could do nothing about it. And I've heard
Yeah.
so many such stories from like creators who just start out. जिनकी मतलब like when brands feel like कि हाँ इनके साथ तो we can mess up. But when once you're established, I think you've done enough work in the industry. People know you. You also have the power to get back to them. So then people
Hmm.
don't mess as much. But I've seen I've had bad experiences also when I started out.
Hmm.
So
Okay. All right. That was very insightful. Thank you so much, Ankush. It
thank
was
you.
lovely interacting with you. And I wish you all the best for future. And keep making such great videos, whether it's your makeup or your funny videos. And of course, I look forward to see you more in acting.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.